Hey, hello YouTube. Thank you for tuning into another Hang with Heavy video. Today we're going to continue on with our power hammer build, and I'm going to show you how to build the treadle part. Now the treadle part is not difficult by any means, but it does take a little bit of fabrication skills. And if you remember the linkage that we made in the last video, I used tack welds to hold things in place as I heated them with the torch and bent them. I'm basically going to do the very same thing today. So I want you to hang with Heavy as I show you how we're going to make the treadle portion of our treadle hammer. So let's take a look at what we're going to be doing today. Today we're going to be taking this treadle hammer part number 67, which is a 1/4 inch by 1 inch by 66 inch long piece of flat bar. We're going to find the center of it. We're then going to bend it around a 3-inch diameter radius. Once we get it bent around the radius, we're then going to take and stand it up and bend it back towards ourselves. So we're going to have a compound bend here. Once it gets to this point here, we're going to make sure there's 12 inches in between it and bring it together where we're going to put the treadle bearing weldment, which is part number 222. But today, what we're going to be worried about is getting this part right here bent into the proper configuration. Hang with Heavy as we take and bend on this bad boy. All right, now you know I just don't dream this up. Every time I do something like this, I gotta have a plan. So let's take a look here. What I did was I took my tape measure, my dividers, okay? I take my tape measure, my dividers, and my square, and I lay this out on the table. So it's 9 inches from the center of one to the center of another. I laid out my 9-inch points off of a center line. After I got my 9-inch points off of my center line, I took my dividers. Now, I took my dividers, I set my dividers at 1 1/2 inch because the circumference on this bad boy, or excuse me, the diameter on this is 3 inches. So for the diameter to be 3 inches, I had to set my dividers at 1 1/2 inches, and I was able to come in here, swing an arc, and then put it in place. So that's how I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and that's how I laid it out. Okay, now you can see where they're asking me to take this section in here and bend it up at a 90 degrees. So let's take a look at our part, and I'll be able to explain that to you just a little better. Now, this is the part that they want me to bend at 90 degrees. So what I've done is, on both sides, I've marked it off from my center line to the same place, and I'm going to take this piece of material, and I'm not going to bend it like this, but I'm going to take and bend it like this, where I'm going to stand it up on its edge. Now then, once I get it put together, I take my hammer, screw it up a little bit, and I've got that part done. Now after performing that operation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure down 7 inches from the top here to this point here, and that would be like right here. This is 7 inches right here. I've gone ahead and marked it with my tape measure and soapstone. So now this is a 7-inch mark, and what's going to happen at this point here is that we're going to bend it in to 12 inches. Okay, YouTube, that's part number 202 and how we fabricate that. There's some compound bends in there, but it's not that difficult. So follow along with Heavy as we go ahead, and next we'll make the treadle bearing portion of this that goes into the back of it. So until next time, YouTube, you know what I want you to do. I want you to reach over there, like, share, and subscribe. And you know where I'm going to catch you? Heck, I'll catch you out in the shop.